Joe tells his friends that he's going to win the pumpkin contest this upcoming Halloween. To achieve victory, Joe is growing a giant pumpkin. His friends laugh at him. He also talks about Patrick McClaskey, who always wins the pumpkin contest and has never once been beaten. But Joe is not about to give up. He wants to win at any cost. At the bar, Joe continues to tell all sorts of stories of Emifa legends about pumpkins, and aloofly watches his pumpkin through his phone. Cleveland loses his temper with Joe. Buddies are tired of the constant pumpkin chatter. Peter suggests hiding the pumpkin at night and shares a story from his time in the army. Everyone agrees to steal the pumpkin. At night, Peter, Cleveland, and Glenn kidnap the pumpkin, but they don't know where to take it and begin arguing. They accidentally drop the pumpkin and it breaks. The friends try to fix everything. Joe notices the pumpkin is missing. He puts a gun to his mouth, but Peter stops him. Together, they decide how to fix the pumpkin situation. Peter suggests climbing into the pumpkin and sitting there for a couple of hours. They announce the beginning of the pumpkin contest, and just before it starts, they plan to present the trophy to Peter. But Joe convinces everyone that Peter should remain inside the pumpkin. Patrick McClaskey arrives. He makes it very clear that he is the Pumpkin King. Everyone is thrilled by him, except Joe. McClaskey approaches Joe and starts teasing him, but Joe doesn't fall for the provocation and remains confident in his victory. The judges declare Joe the winner, and he is ecstatic at his victory, but sees his pumpkin being carted away. McCluskey tells him that all the pumpkins will go to the regional contest. In the evening, the friends pull up to the place with pumpkins and begin searching for Peter. McCluskey also ended up there and caught everyone off guard. He realized that something wasn't quite right. Peter started complaining that he needed to go to the bathroom and crawled out of a pumpkin. The substitute jury appears. Joe wants to apologize to them, but suddenly other people start emerging from the neighboring pumpkins, claiming they need to use the bathroom. McCluskey confesses to Joe that he himself had been cheating with the pumpkins. He congratulates him on his victory and drives away. Joe is shocked by what is happening. Stewie and Brian are discussing Halloween costumes and who will wear what. Brian doesn't really like the costume idea, but Stewie won't listen to him and starts practicing some dance moves. Brian reluctantly mimics all of his movements. Stewie doesn't like that and tries to convince Brian to get into character. But Brian grows tired of it all, takes off his costume, and leaves. Stewie is very angry but can't do anything about it. He decides that the bear, Rupert, will be his character for the role. That evening, with Halloween already in the air, Stewie was conducting an experiment in his elaborately equipped laboratory with one goal in mind: to breathe life into his old friend Rupert. He meticulously mixed exotic chemicals, reconfigured machinery, and turned on mysterious devices, hoping that even the slightest spark of magic would awaken the teddy bear. But no matter how hard he tries, nothing works. Disappointed, he goes to sleep with Rupert. Before sleeping, Stewie tells Rupert everything he thinks about Brian before drifting off. Suddenly, Rupert wakes up, and his eyes fill with determination. He vows to avenge Stewie by promising to kill Brian. In the morning, Brian tries to contact all his familiar friends by phone to celebrate Halloween, completely unaware that Rupert wants to kill him, and Rupert misses his knife swing. Outside, Meg notices a living Rupert and tells Stewie about it. Stewie is shocked by what he sees and rushes over to Rupert, delighted that he's managed to animate the bear. Rupert thanks Stewie and reaffirms his promise to kill Brian. Stewie tells him he was just joking, but Rupert won't listen and disappears. Stewie rushed to Brian's aid, not forgetting to scroll through his Instagram page, deftly combining reality and the virtual world. Meanwhile, Brian is getting ready to watch a movie at the cemetery. Soon, Rupert finds Brian and starts lecturing him about how friends shouldn't behave that way. Brian ignores him and heads into the restroom. Stewie rushes to the cemetery but doesn't find Brian there. The man suggests that he has just gone to the restroom. Rupert attempts to strangle Brian, but Stewie comes to his rescue. Rupert declares that he wants to become a best friend, and to do that he must kill Brian. He makes another attempt on Brian's life, but Stewie prevents him. Stewie quickly grabbed the toy and without wasting a moment headed for the toilet. He started drowning Rupert until he drowned. Brian thanks Stewie for saving him and apologizes for being selfish and not wanting to help him with Halloween. They make up and head home. The next morning, Stewie waits until Lois picks Brian up from laundry. Once with Brian, he marvels at the night's events and the fact that he managed to bring everything to life.